Hello and welcome back, you wonderful weirdos that listen to this podcast. Today I have a great driver for you and an even better friend to the podcast, Jake Elliott. You may know Jake if you've seen any rounds of the East 10 Pro-Am or ever driven at Clarksville. It was an absolute blast chatting with him, and I really wish it could have been in person, but these are the times we live in right now, so gotta do what you gotta do. Well, I don't want to keep you waiting too long, so let's go ahead and get to it. How long has it been since you've been able to drive?
Aside from a couple laps I took in Hooman's beater car at Clarksville last month, I have not driven my car since January.
How bad are the withdrawals?
Awful. Drift depression is real.
Oh, man, I bet.
Just working to raise awareness.
Yeah. Man, you have too many things that you're trying to raise awareness for, apparently.
Right. Seems that way.
Oh. So.
Found it.
Once you have engine issues figured out, you have suspension that you like down there now.
Oh, yes.
Because you're running Fortunato, right?
I am. I'm running Fortunato 510s.
That's right.
They are amazing. It was night and day different.
I don't doubt it. And then you're on T56 trans, right?
Nope. Nope. I am on an NV 3500.
I don't even know what that is.
Exactly. Cheapest of the cheapest trans you can buy and make work with vanilla.
What's it out
of? They came in late 90s, early 2000s, the Vortec V6 S10s.
Oh, wow.
Yep. But a lot of people don't like them because they're short.
Okay.
Where the shifter pops out is like solid 6 inches or 8 inches maybe from where the factory shifter hole is in an S13.
Oh shit! That's a ways.
Yeah, it's significant. But there's all kinds of different things you can do to remedy that.
Okay.
And so, like, if I don't know if you can recall the last time you looked inside my car, but I have a very interesting looking shifter that kind of comes up and then backwards towards the rear of the car and then up again. Which a lot of people look at like, oh, that's got to be so weird, but it's really not. It feels like exactly like shifting a normal shifter.
That's rad, man.
So yeah, but no, we're actually with the new engine, we're like right at the very top of the limit for what this trans is rated for. So,
and then with the new engine, is it a 6-liter iron block?
Yes, it's a 6-liter. It's a LQ4 base.
Okay.
And then obviously we've, not left a whole lot of LQ4 in it, but yeah, at its base, it's an LQ4, which is a 3rd gen 6-liter iron block.
Yeah, it's a great spot to be starting out, especially. It's not horrible numbers from the factory engine style, but
no, not
you
at all. You
can build the shit out of them is the nice thing.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what we have done.
Yeah.
So,
because you're not throwing boost at it yet, right?
No, no, we'll be NA again for whatever is left of this season.
Okay.
We should be looking at boost this coming off season.
Okay.
Hopefully.
That'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, that's where my plan is. We'll kind of see where it goes, but our limiting factor at this point is the transmission.
Yeah.
That transmission's only rated for like 400, 450. Ooh. And and we're right there we are in that area. So we're anticipating being in that area.
Yeah. What possessed you to go It seems like a weird find to see. It's like, hey, here's this S10 transmission that works with this.
If I'm being honest, we were building on a budget.
Okay.
And I actually got the idea from Corey Cooper.
Okay.
His very first 5.3 swap, he did it with in the Bass Boat car, if you can remember that far back. He did it with a NV 3500, and the cost, mind you, it's not the most ideal transmission, but the cost associated with it is half, if not less than half of any other transmission option to put behind an LS.
Yeah, because I mean, you typically are going to see a T56, but those aren't exactly cheap.
No, T56s are expensive. Dog boxes are expensive.
Yeah.
CD009s are not super expensive, but the Collins adapter makes it, just as expensive as everything else. So
I can't wait to start seeing like TR6060s and stuff like that start going down.
Yeah. Another one that people are starting to look at is the AR5.
I don't know what that's from either.
The 5-speed like Colorados and Canyons and stuff.
Okay.
And then I guess they also use the AR5 in that weird little Saturn car.
The Sky, or
was that the little convertible one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that one.
I just saw the most interesting video on one of those. It was a Hoonigan video of a guy who 2J swapped a Sky.
Huh.
Apparently the 2J can run on those transmissions. Like, he didn't have to transmission swap.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, that's rad. So he had like a 700 horsepower Roadster.
Saturn Sky Roadster.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking cool, man.
Oh, it would be fun.
I'd play with it.
Right? I need a fun car again. At least you still have a comp car, just haven't been able to drive it since January.
It's been so sad. So much sadness.
When are you hoping is there an event that you're hoping to be able to celebrate bringing it back and run into?
I've been, like I said, my original plan was to be at Clutch Kickers around 4, but due to just time and summer classes and budget and all those kinds of things,
you act like you have all these things keeping you busy, like you have a family and school and have all this other work stuff going on, and then you have to still fix your car, and
I have a lot of help.
Absolutely.
That's the only way that it happens. I have a lot of help.
Good old Andy and Buddy.
Yeah, Andy and Buddy. And they're, and then like
does Buddy help more or distract more?
Ooh. Oh man.
I love Buddy, of course.
I love Buddy too. I'm gonna say it depends on what we're doing.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because if all this stuff to get the car ready to get wrapped and everything, like fixing the body damage from last year and just kind of prepping the chassis and getting everything cleaned up and fixing fiber,
like I can just imagine you fixing a huge dent on the side and like just finally everything lines up, looks perfect. You just take a step away to admire your work and Buddy's dancing on the hood.
No, honestly, that's probably flip-flopped. When it comes to body work, Buddy is the man.
Okay.
He actually went to school long before he became a truck driver.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he went to school for auto body repair. So yeah, when it comes to fiberglass and body work and all that kind of stuff, everything that I know about body work, which isn't a whole lot, I more or less learned from Buddy, a little bit from Brad, and our friend Craig from he's local to up here.
That's cool.
He builds and restores old Studebakers and stuff like that. Yeah. So Yeah, but no, when it comes to body work, it's all Buddy. I don't even try because I hate it, and I'm not very good at it.
So he had to be in charge of it after you had a fiberglass Corvette bring a door.
Oh my god. Well, like the funny thing is, like as good as the car looked last year, and is coming back together to look now. Every panel on that car we got secondhand. There's not a single panel on the car that we bought new.
Really?
So, yep. Our front bumper and side skirts. If you remember a couple of years ago, when Zach Leffel totaled that black S13 hatch at Bristol, the side skirts and front bumper came off of that car. The back bumper, what's left of my back bumper cover, because I cut it off.
Yeah.
I think the back bumper cover came from Tommy Coldwater's.
Okay.
Tanner, his alias. The spoiler, I don't remember where it came from. Somewhere off Craigslist, I think.
That hideous thing. I mean, what?
Yeah. The hood, we found a buddy of ours had it here in town, and it was like rusted, and the louvers were cut, but it wasn't like finished, and so we like finished it, but it still looked like crap. And funny enough, I'm actually going back to the original hood that came on this car.
Okay.
so yeah, I managed to track down the original hood.
Like
long time ago.
Like original that came with the car. Oh wow.
Yes. Original to the car. Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep. A long time ago, before I ever did comp stuff, right around a little bit, not before I started drifting, but definitely before I started drifting with any sort of seriousness.
Sure.
My car was still a KAT, and I had a valve cover oil leak.
Okay.
That leaked down onto the downpipe and soaked the header wrap and ignited. And there was a small but not so small fire.
Sure.
And the fire department came. It was like 2 a.m, and I was test driving in my neighborhood, and then there was fire, and I called Brad frantically. Like he had gone to bed probably 30 minutes prior to this, because there was an event the next day. And I called Brad like frantically, like, Brad, the car's on fire. Help. And like hung up. And yeah.
I'm surprised the first call wasn't to Andy. He doesn't seem like he sleeps.
Well, Brad was closer.
Okay.
I was right around the corner from the house, and Brad was renting our spare bedroom at the time.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Brad was closer. And Brad, as the story goes, ran downstairs, found the only thing that he could find, which was a half a gallon of apple juice, and hops in the car and realizes that I didn't tell him where I was. I said, I'm around the corner, but I didn't like tell him which corner, or what street or anything. And so Brad is like screaming around the neighborhood in his loud ass Miata trying to find me. And I'm in the middle of the road beating my engine fire with my hoodie, because that's all I had. And Brad shows up, runs up, and like hands me half a gallon of apple juice, and I didn't even question it. I just tossed the whole thing on it, and we got the fire out. And then of course the fire department shows up after that. Yeah, it was an ordeal. But anyway, so the hood got damaged in that fire, and we ended up, I don't know how, but it ended up with another buddy of mine, and he just kind of stumbled back on it and was like, holy crap, is that my old hood? And he was like, yeah. I was like, what are you doing with it? And he's like, nothing. And I was like, can I have it back? He was like, yep. And so I got my old hood back, and Buddy put a lot of hours into it, making it smooth again and not all fire burnt
Sure.
and charred and scarred and paint flicking off and all that. But yeah, so original hood back on the car. So, and now with our new engine mounts, I'm going to cut it up.
So
probably
with your S13, is that your first drift car, or did you have a car that you drifted before it?
I can't technically say it's my first.
Okay. Is it the first that you brought to a track, or still no?
No. I had a KA S14 that was crap, and we went out to Chilhowie, and that was the first drift event that I had ever gone to.
Okay.
And that's where I met Louie and all those guys. And of course, Buddy and Mike Montanti and, a bunch of OGs that, I'm sure you know all of them by now. But, yeah, so we went out there and I basically pestered Louie all day long because I was like an E3 in the Army, or maybe an E4 by then, and did not make a whole lot of money, and I didn't even bring spares. Like,
oh, shit.
I just was like, Louie, I just want to try it just once. Can I just try it? And finally at like 4:30, like right before the track was getting ready to go cold, he's like, all right, just go.
I'm assuming you drove the car to that event, right?
Oh yes. Absolutely. Okay. Yes. From Clarksville to Knoxville. And then, it was a mess, but yep, that was my very first taste of drifting, was in that S14. And then, I've had so many like S chassis and Miatas. I think there's an E30 in there somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think I'm up to like 9 or 10 S chassis. I've had 4 Miatas, an E30. There's probably some I'm forgetting about. I don't know. Those are the main ones. But yeah, I messed around in Miatas and then looked for a long time for my S13 and finally found it, and then built it as a street car, and then started drifting it, and then tore it down and built it as a race car and ruined it.
So what convinced you to finally settle on the S13?
I'm going to say purely aesthetics.
Okay.
I've just always loved the look of an S13 coupe. Like, it just, I think purely aesthetics.
Okay.
I'd already had tons of, S14s and one or two S13 hatches. But I always wanted a coupe. And so I just looked around until I found a coupe. And then I daily drove it for 2 years. And then I built it. And then I broke it. And then I tore it down and ripped all the pristine interior out and put a cage in it.
Was it a good looking car whenever you first bought it?
It was probably one of the cleanest S13s.
Like grandma driven, never drifted, all original part.
When I first bought it, the car had 142,000 miles on it.
Just barely broken in.
The only aftermarket part that was on it was aftermarket front tension rods.
Okay.
And the guy that I got it from said that it was the guy that he got it from, who I guess was an older gentleman. And he said the only reason he got those ones was because they were cheaper than factory ones. And other than that, it was a bone stock and automatic.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Working heads-up display, the whole 9. It was very, very, very clean.
Now, just thinking, with yours having the, not going like T56 or CD09, did you have to go through and get a custom drive shaft for yours, or?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. used Dave's drive shaft down in Nashville.
Nice.
And he built me a drive shaft, and yep. I mean, but in retrospect, like the cost of a built, custom drive shaft was like negligible.
Oh yeah,
compared to the cost of like an aftermarket one.
I mean, when it's kind of funny when everyone talks about, oh, you should just LS swap it and everything like that. They never seem to add in the price of like the adapter kits that include a billion different things to actually complete the swap. Where it's just like, oh, but the engine, you can get it for $400, running from a junkyard, so you can just throw that in there.
Right.
And then it's like $4,000 later, you're like, hey, I'm almost done.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
Just don't focus on any price tag.
Pretty much. Oh man.
Sorry, I'm just flooding your our messenger chat with the evolution of my car.
Oh, that's cool.
What it is. I don't think we've ever talked about where my car came from.
I don't believe so. Now, talking about like you going to Chilhowie, do you remember like what convinced you to go to a drift event, or what got you into drifting at all? Or
yeah. I got in with some of the OGs of Clarksville Drift. Mike Montanti when he was still living here. Marco Martinez, John Elrod.
Those crazy people.
Yeah.
I still need to get Marco on here. I've had John.
Yeah, man, I miss John. I haven't seen John since last year now.
He's still insane.
Yep, John. But yeah.
His car's actually looking really good if you've seen his pictures posted online.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Dude, that E46. And there's something about a sedan. It just, man, it just makes me feel good.
Sedan life.
Yeah.
One day I'll get the GTO running.
Found a picture of the fire damage. Oh, look at that. Man, I'm sending you all of these.
So many little dings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, found the fire damage pictures. Yeah, that's crazy. Did
you get any brisket with all the smoke on there?
God, it was so bad. I didn't even look at, like, I would intentionally walk through the garage and like look at Brad's car. Like I wouldn't even look at my car for like a solid 2 weeks. Like my feelings were so hurt. And in the grand scheme of things, it was like the damage for an actual engine fire, like the damage was like next to nothing.
Oh yeah. I mean, the hood took the blunt of it. Like it took a lot of the damage because the turbo still looks fine.
Yeah, there was, let's see, there's some vacuum lines. Obviously I had to get a turbo oil feed line made, a little bit of wiring, brake lines.
I'm surprised all the spark plug wires look like they're fine.
Yeah. So if you look, the first picture of the burnt hood I sent you, you see all that stuff towards the bottom, the like insulation that's like on the bottom of the hood. Yes. Yeah. I still had all of that on the bottom of my hood.
Oh, and so God.
Eventually it just started climbing up the hood. Yeah. And then of course it, like, as it burned, it just got worse and worse. And then it started like raining fire onto the engine. And so then I was putting out fires in different parts of the engine bay. Yeah, it was a mess.
See, that like that to me just seems like it would have been it's the perfect hood to use if you needed to throw a high ram intake on a LS swap for it.
That's what I mean. It's not a high ram intake. We're running LS2 intake, we changed motor mounts and transmission mount, and the engine is sitting a solid inch or so higher.
Oh damn!
Than it was than the 5.3 was.
No.
So yeah, we're gonna have to get creative to make that fit.
Since you've gone full race car with yours, do you run solid bushings, or what type of mount setup do you have?
So Brian Broberg, S13 babe, Carrie, her boyfriend, fiance, husband, I don't know what they are.
Significant other.
her significant other makes engine mount adapters that bolt onto the side of the block and basically allow you to use a KA style engine mount.
Well, that's cool.
And so, yeah, they're pretty neat, and he builds them, and they're like quality, like powder coated, like they're really nice. And then, you've got a good amount of adjustment and stuff. So last year I was using Circuit Sport KA polyurethane mounts, and apparently my engine shifted at some point, and one of the runners on the header actually melted half of the mount at some point.
Son of a bitch.
yeah, we found that after we blew the engine up, everybody gives me shit when I say we blew the engine up. Sorry,
hey,
look.
If they helped you build the car, then they helped you destroy it.
We are a team. We win together and we lose together. When I'm on the podium, I'll be saying we too. But no.
Does that mean the next trophy buddy gets you need to say we tried?
Yeah, right. There you go. Asshole. That freaking guy. Funny enough, though, that's how Nate Hamilton remembered us.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
My dickhead spotter. But
I even got to bring you up on the Nate Hamilton podcast for a minute.
Oh, did you?
Oh, you didn't? See, you're not even listening to my podcast, man. I thought we were best friends. I haven't
gotten a chance to listen to that one.
I thought we were besties.
Dude, I've been in class this whole time. I haven't stopped.
I'm just giving you shit.
Last week I wrote 23 pages from Sunday to Thursday.
Well, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, and then this week I started a whole new class. So, I have not got to listen to the Nate Hamilton podcast yet. It's on my list, though. It's ready. I just have to get to it in the queue.
See, I made a Nate Hamilton podcast, and then I've watched / listened to Hamilton 10 times since then.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. I mean, totally the same guy.
Yeah, I'm
totally the same guy.
I mean, they're probably brothers or something. Nate Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton, same thing.
Yeah, same. There you go. Send you that one. I'm just gonna flood you with pictures as I scroll through them. Anyway, let me get back to where I was, because I was sending you in order, the evolution.
Yeah, the evolution of the hood.
No, the whole.
Oh, the car. Gotcha.
It's changed so many times.
I mean, it seems like it looked nice for quite a while, and then it got triangles on it later on. And
hey, man, don't let Brad hear you talking about them triangles.
Dude, I love those triangles. I'm not gonna lie. My thoughts on those triangles before.
Brad said his inspiration for the triangles was, I wanted it to look like you drove through a puddle of triangles.
And it did.
And that was it. Yeah, and it did. Yeah.
So, I mean, 100% success. Go, Brad.
Yeah. Don't tell him that, though. He's got a big enough head already.
Well, I mean, Brad's never going to be on the podcast, so it doesn't matter.
No, poor Brad.
Technically, wasn't he on the Human first one?
Oh, you know what? I think he was.
I think he was in there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't let him back on then. He's already been on one. He doesn't even drift.
He drifted twice, I think. He had an IS300 that he drifted once, and then I let him drive my car at Mid-Pond last year.
I mean, that doesn't count.
He does skids.
I've skidded around a turn before too. Okay, I have a truck.
I think we all have.
Don't worry, my Sierra has a 4.6. I know all about this, or 4.8 or whatever the crap it is.
There it is.
4.8.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that thing has no power. I want to do something stupid to it at some point.
Just freaking. Oh no, that's fucking. There's something you can do to 4.8s. I don't remember what it is.
I thought about just buying an $800 eBay turbo kit and trying it on.
I mean, you could do that too. If you wanted to be even dumber for cheaper, you could just get a stage 3 truck cam and flash the ECU and get the VATs off it, and then send it.
Seems like a solid idea.
It's a 4.8. It'll rev to the moon. Like,
and see, the nice thing is I don't have to worry about doing a swap if I need a new engine. It's the same exact engine I can throw in it.
Just drop it. You could 5.3 it, and
I can 6-liter it.
You could.
I don't think 6 liters are that expensive.
$800 apparently is the going rate.
That's not bad.
Nope.
You compare that to how much, what is an LS1 will cost you $1,500 to $2,000 for a 5.7 aluminum?
At least, yeah.
And then, I mean, LS2s and LS3s are quite a bit more just because there's so much more you can do with them, but.
Yeah. No, we're LQ4 6-liter, Gen 3, 799 LS1 heads, comp cam valve train.
Do you still run a GM ECU?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm stock ECU on HP tuners.
Yeah. HP tuners is so damn
it really is.
I really wonder what possessed GM to be like the one company out of the bunch to just make the friendliest ECU to work with. Apparently.
Yep. Couldn't tell you. Yeah. No. And then this year we actually, because we're switching to E85.
Okay.
And I can't afford to buy freaking E85 in a drum. So we're using pump E85. So we have to be able to modify our tune on the fly if we.
But pump E85 is so consistent.
Yeah, it really is. Like, as long as you get it from the same pump, like it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're doing that. So we ended up having to buy the HP tuners. I forget what it's called, but like the suite thing. Sure. Now I can hook up to my ECU from my laptop, and Forrest is going to give us multiple tunes. So we'll have our normal tune, and then we'll have a tune for higher ethanol content, and then we'll have a tune for lower ethanol content.
Okay.
And that way we're safe. So yeah, HP tuners is, I'm for not having a standalone harness and ECU and all that, I'm very happy with it.
Have you considered going to a standalone, like a Link ECU or something like that? Or have you just been pretty happy with the GM stock one?
For an NA car, I would recommend HP tuners all day.
Yeah.
However, I do have friends that have very, very nice things that make me want very, very nice things. And yeah.
Does one of theirs first name start with an H and the other one's second, like last name, start with an H?
Yeah. 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 No, those guys, man.
I can't wait to see the G37 and I can't wait to see the 370 once it's running.
Dude, I just want to be back at FT. I've been so sad.
Are you planning on going to any rounds at all this year?
Of FD?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it largely depends on how Human and Jonathan plan on working out the rounds that are on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But like St. Louis and Texas, I should be at.
Okay. I should be at St. Louis. I don't know about. I'll probably not be at Texas, but
it's really not that bad, if you can believe that. Like, it's a solid day of driving, but it, like, the overall event time, like the amount of time that you're gone, is no different. Like, well, I guess depends on when you leave, but
and it's going to be Sunday as well this year.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Why is it Sunday as well?
There's 2 rounds. Or I guess Pro 2 is only going to be 1 round.
Yeah.
Per event.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So Pro 2 should be the same.
Yeah. Pro 1 is doing 2 rounds per event. So they'll be drifting Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
So Pro 2 is, well, I mean, I could be wrong, but from what I saw, Pro 2 is, still the Thursday, Friday event schedule.
Yeah,
I believe you're correct. And then Pro 1 will just continue for an extra day, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like for us, it'll be like, our normal, for at least for St. Louis and Texas, we'll leave Tuesday or Wednesday and then drive back on Sunday.
I don't know about Pro 2, but I recently heard about Pro 1 not doing qualifying this year. So,
I also heard that. I'm very interested to see how that's going to work.
Right. It's so weird.
With Pro 1, it won't be bad because you don't have more drivers than you do in a top. You don't have more drivers in the field than you do spots in a top 32. With Pro 2, you have literally twice the number of drivers.
Yeah, so I think last year it was, like 58 drivers or something like that in Pro 2, so...
58 drivers competing for 16 spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very, very crowded.
They really, man, if they're extending out the events by a day, they need to just do a top 32 for Pro 2 as well.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. To have that level of the sport where most of your programs are privateer programs. Yeah. So you've got these guys literally dumping everything they can.
And don't even get to actually be seen driving, and realistically.
Literally half to 3/4 of the drivers don't even make it to the show.
Yeah.
Like it's I mean, I get it. I'm sure there's scheduling and, all sorts of stuff that I don't even know about that FD has to consider. But I'm just saying, like,
sure.
They're making it really rough on the Pro 2 guys trying to, who are trying to progress in the sport and have demonstrated a certain affinity, a certain skill level to be at the pro level.
Yeah.
And it's rough. That's for sure.
I mean, definitely at the point we're at now, you have so many drivers that have had to work their asses off with going through Pro-Am series to get in. Mm-hmm. I know you'll have the handful of drivers that can still get in through petition and other ways, but
right. And we're seeing a large increase in shootout licensed drivers, which people go back and forth on the I guess the validity of being licensed through a shootout and being licensed in one weekend versus having to run a whole program for a whole season and
shootout license to me kind of seems like garbage, but if I get hate from that, whatever. That's just my opinion on that one, just because you have I get it, you showed that you had skill, but it takes more than skill to run a series, to compete
at that level.
You have to have that budget and endurance to be able to keep going and to be able to show up at events that aren't just, you went to the event that's 30 minutes from your house. Cool. And you can drive. That's great. But can you drive 20 hours to this event over here or, 5 hours? Because you look at even like the East 10, you have Bristol, you had NSS, Bristol, and Lanier all in the same series. And
ZMAX.
Yeah. So like there's like, no matter where you live, you're doing some driving.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I mean, it is an interesting route that is available to drivers that are trying to get licensed.
Sure.
But I mean, I guess just be wary of what you're trying to take on if you're going to make that jump. Yeah. And you have not, at the very least, like, if you've got a Pro 2 or if you've got a Pro-Am driver that's run multiple seasons in Pro-Am and happens to do well at a shootout and get licensed through a shootout, then whatever. Like, he did well enough to get your license and what it takes to run a season, then go for it. But if it's just somebody who hopped in a car and won a shootout and has never run a Pro-Am season, then they're going to have a big old learning curve.
Without a doubt. So what kind of mental instability do you have with you knowing friends in Pro 2 and you still wanting to compete in Pro-Am to get into Pro 2?
Man, that's a good question. So,
I'm sure you've had plenty of talks with both Human and Jonathan about their time spent in Pro 2, and you got to be there and experience a lot of it with them.
I know. Oh yeah, I've been with Human since the beginning of his Pro 2 journey, so I know. I know
the hell that goes into it.
Yeah, I know all of the time and money and heartache and
like trailer axles,
all of it. Yeah, oh God. Just everything that goes into it. I guess that is a blessing and a curse because I know what goes on behind the curtains. It's not just this mythical dream world that's full of tire smoke and rainbows and unicorns and whatever people think FD is.
I have no doubt the adrenaline rush that you get with competing with other people at that high of a level is amazing.
Oh, I'm sure.
And just like that test of skill, but at the same time, holy shit.
Yeah. No, and to be honest, me and Buddy have talked quite a bit about that, about, what does the end of this journey look like for us? Like what at what point can we look back and say, you know what, we did what we set out to do.
Yeah.
And we can both agree that we want our Pro 2 license. And really, I don't know, like whether we actually ever compete at that level, I have no idea.
Sure.
It's going to just depend on where we're at in our lives. I know if I magically got handed a Pro 2 license right now, there'd be no way.
Yeah.
Like just similar, like the
stars aren't lining up for it right now.
Yeah. Financially, logistically, like there'd be no way we could afford to run a Pro 2 program.
But if you get Pro-Am, then you get what, 2 years to be able to try and compete into Pro 2?
I believe so. Yes. But, and then, like we were talking about earlier, usually once you're licensed, so say, you went through a Pro-Am season and won your Pro 2 license and it's good for 2 years and you don't compete. And then you go in that third year and try to compete. 9 times out of 10, FD is going to take your money and be like, all right, get out there, kid. Yeah. You've demonstrated that skill level. Like they don't really have a reason to say no to you at that point. At least that's my take on it.
And there's been plenty of Pro 1 drivers that have skipped a few years and then they're like, hey, can I get back in? And FD's like, yes, you're Tanner Faust, you can come in. Or you're Nate Hamilton, you can come in. Yes.
Yeah, Nate. It was funny. I was scrolling through my Facebook memories or whatever, and there was one from like years and years ago. I don't even know, probably like 2010, 2011, 12, maybe. I don't know. But I was watching Nate Hamilton drive FD like on the live stream, and I guess I took a picture of the live stream and posted it. And and so
that's rad.
And then yeah. So and now he we've talked with him a whole bunch, and just about how much his program has grown just since he kind of stepped back from competing and just focused on building the brand and generating content and doing all those things that sponsors and fans like to see. And and then a little bit he's let us in on a little bit of what his plans are for re-entering the competition world. But and
we even chatted about that a little bit on our last episode.
Great driver. Like I said, great guy, phenomenal driver. He's helped me out me and Buddy out a ton. And I'm stoked to see him finish that other car he's building at 370.
Yes.
Get back out there because I know he'll kill it.
I was watching one of his newer YouTube videos and saw that on there, and that thing is starting to look sweet.
Yeah, if you follow all the 144 racing and the 144 print house and all the different, I guess, facets of his 144 brand, But if you follow all of them, you'll see a lot of, like it'll be the S13.4, and then like in the back, like in the corner, is just a bare cage 370Z cell. Like, no doors, just sitting back there.
So like, I know you were able to get team shirts printed through him. How has it been working with him to try and build up yourself for drifting?
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. To be fair, and because I know he'll listen to it because he sits and drives the truck all day, it was Buddy's idea to approach Nate and see if he would be interested in a collaboration on the team shirts and all that. And basically I was like, I mean, screw it. The worst you can say is no. Like, give it a shot. And Nate was super receptive. And then even after that was like crazy, super helpful. All the way down to the point where like I wanted to get a youth small made for my daughter.
Oh.
And it was a little bit challenging to fit like all the different
there's a lot going on that shirt.
On the back, all the sponsor logos and our number and name and all of that. And, he was like, well, it might not look exactly like the other ones, but I'll do the best I can. I was like, dude, I'm sure whatever you come up with will be fine. She's going to be stoked either way. And of course, he sent us, came up, did the design, and then, in exchange, we ran we're running his logo and, on the sleeve. And, like I said, just overall, the experience was great. I
just realized a fundraising idea that you need to do for your brand. You need to have a setup of him to get you a bunch of koozies for you to sell at Clarksville.
Oh, man.
Like $5 koozies.
I don't know that Clarksville needs any more reason to be any more rambunctious.
Sir, it's already going to happen. You're just making money off of it, okay?
That's fair.
Let me help you.
Actually, me and Buddy, every time we wear a shirt to an event or something, we get people asking where they can get on it. So me and Buddy need to get on it and place another team shirt order for through Mr. Nate.
Team shirts and koozies. People will lose the koozies, so you'll continue to sell them at each event.
That's true. They're a durable item. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Buddy. Whenever you listen to this, apparently we need koozies. The mayor said so.
Oh man, I'm so glad that you have representation from the mayor of drifting. Maybe that needs to be my brand. Holy shit. I like that so much more.
That's great.
Drift mayor.
Yeah, there you go. The mayor of drift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. And see, now what's funnier is like anybody that listens to this is going to have no idea what we're doing.
Oh, very true. Very true.
Should we tell that story or like?
Oh, I mean, you're more than welcome to if you want to.
I mean, we can just let it be a mystery. Like, I don't care.
Very true. Is your daughter going to hear this podcast?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, we're probably, we're going on 49 minutes now, so I don't know that anything will hold her attention.
Oh, no. But just be like, hey, Daddy got to talk with someone today.
Yeah. Oh, well, as soon as I say Daddy got to talk with the mayor today, she's going to be like, ha, not funny.
That's amazing.
She's a mess. Well, in case she listens to it, hi, Aubrey, I love you.
Oh, man. So is it the best feeling in the world to have Aubrey get in the car and go for a lap?
Oh, it's my favorite. She has been riding in the drift car. I say riding. When she was little, I would put her in the car and then I would, go hop in line and basically just like not even quickly autocross the track, but like just enough to where she would feel some G's.
Sure,
like,
sure.
The engine would make noise, and she was so little, she didn't care. She just loved it.
It was just a ton of
trying
fun.
to be safe, of course, she's little. But, and then as she's gotten bigger, now it's gotten to the point where she'll run 70 mile an hour, 80 mile an hour entries and be like, why aren't you going faster? Like,
why are you being a pussy?
Right. We'll be sitting in line on grid, and I'll look over, and she's like signaling to the freaking grid worker, or the grid attendant rather, like signaling for tandem. I'm like, look here, little girl.
Simmer down now.
Look here. All right. Your mom said no tandems. You ain't big enough. All right? Calm down.
In like 3 or 4 years, she'll be in there just patting the side of the car, trying to get someone to hit that side.
I don't doubt it. Not even one bit.
Oh,
no, she's.
So what's going to be your first drift car? No.
I don't know. She likes anything with pop-ups.
Okay.
She likes Miata. She likes T40.
So you're saying she's going to have a Corvette. Got it.
I don't know. And I like nothing against Corvettes. They were just like, the nose is so long. Like they were just awkward. And she definitely isn't getting LS power off her on her first go around. I know better.
Oh, that's just rude.
No. She's going to get a leaky KA and suffer like the rest of us.
Will there be any KAs alive in, I don't know how old she is for sure. So
she will be 8 in October. So
in like 8 more years, will any KAs still live? Because I doubt it.
That's tough. Yeah, I don't know.
Like any SR20 in the US or KA, I think is going to be dead.
Probably. Honestly, realistically, she'll probably end up in something a little bit newer.
Like an 86 or something.
Yeah, 86 or a 350Z or something.
Yeah.
Z33, something like that.
That makes sense.
If she absolutely falls in love with a T40, then of course I will go find her T40
and you'll just VQ swap it and
yeah, we'll figure something out. But no, that little girl, I've seen the way she drives her go-kart. She ain't getting a dang V8.
See, I mean,
I kid you not, man. Her mom bought her a go-kart, and she was riding it around at her grandparents' house. And I think she said it took her about 3 laps around the house to get the hang of it. And then she was drifting it. And then she was drifting it, and she was between the side of the house and a fence. And she lost control and knew enough to know that it was better to crash into the house than to crash into the neighbor's fence. So she drove within an hour. She drove her go-kart, not brand new, but brand new to her.
Yeah.
Brand new go-kart through her grandma's flower bed and into the side of her grandparents' house. I was like, I'm not even surprised.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I didn't want to hit the neighbor's fence, so I figured the house would be okay.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I was like, man, I've been there. Like,
wait, Jake, why have you been there?
Man, I didn't want to hit that other car, but that K-rail looked mighty fine.
Right, the K-rail is going to be fine. Okay.
God. Forewarning: if you drift, there will be dark days.
Oh yeah. I'm sure it's helpful at least having a daughter that loves it and a wife that puts up with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done a lot of talking about Buddy and Andy and Tony and Josh and Drew and all these people that Zach, Brad, like, man, see, now I'm going to I started naming names, and now I'm going to forget somebody, and somebody's going to be all mad.
Well, that's only because they don't matter if you forgot them.
No, that's not true at all. I just have a crappy memory. But no, there have been lots of hands put on my car.
Oh, without a doubt. And that's one of the great things, it seems like, is when you're a friendly guy, there's so many people out there in the drift community that are willing to work with someone and help them out. And
oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I've known people the saying the only downside is not a single one of us is as dumb as all of us. So,
yeah. No, I've not heard that saying, but that is very accurate. But yeah, I've done so much talking about all these people and have not said anything about my wonderful wife who puts up with my shenanigans and encourages me to chase this stupid dream that we have. And
wait, she encourages it?
Kid you not. I was crewing for Human in 2017.
Okay.
It was FD Texas 2017. Yep. And we were sitting out on the hotel patio with Rob Carlson and Rome Charpentier and Human, and I don't even remember who else was there. But anyway, yeah, we were sitting out there with all those guys and hanging out, and she called, and I was sitting there, telling her about my dreams to go drive Pro-Am and chase this thing and see where it goes. And she basically said, go for it. Don't bankrupt us. and
look at what you did.
That was more or less one of the only stipulations. But no, when I told her about, wanting to drive Pro-Am and stuff, she was all for it. And, what makes that even more amazing to me is that, she kind of came into this blind in terms of she was not a drift fan before she met me. I don't even think she knew what drifting was before she met me.
Yeah.
And
we're like, okay, let's sit down and watch Tokyo Drift. I'm going to show you what this is about.
No, it was funny enough when we started dating. She actually she used to live here, but then lived in North Carolina, and she came back, and then we went out on a date, and I put the moves on her, and we started dating, but probably the first 3 or 4 months or so, we were basically long distance dating.
Oh man.
And so while I was running all over the place, chasing Human, doing Pro 2 stuff, and she would watch the live stream and all that from North Carolina, and I'd send her different links for different live streams and try and explain it to her. And I'm sure she probably didn't care, but she watched them anyway, just to appease me.
Well, that just means she is a wonderful person.
She absolutely is.
With the patience of a saint to deal with.
Me and Buddy. Can you imagine?
She's actually had to live with Buddy. Right? Oh my God. I forgot. I didn't think about that. That poor woman.
To be fair, Buddy Buddy as a housemate is completely different than Buddy as the normal character of Buddy that we all know.
I will joke around about Buddy all day long, but Buddy is an absolutely wonderful human being. I love Buddy.
He really is. He is the godfather of my son and the uncle to my daughter. And
I even I love Buddy enough that I photoshopped a picture of his for free.
Oh, look at that.
So that he could have fountains in his Las Vegas picture.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that, 'cause the fountains were shut down. He was so upset about that. I'm fairly certain I was on the phone with him when he walked up to the fountains and saw that they were off. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, because turning the fountains off is going to stop the COVID.
I mean, I can see it stopping gatherings.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just like, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just let me be petty, all right?
Yeah. Dude, in all honesty, I'm so concerned about round 4 for clutch kickers with Florida being the way it is right now.
Yeah, the mindset down there has completely changed in the last couple of weeks. The mindset everywhere is completely changing. I don't know if you've seen it, but all the just with the number of cases spiking and all that, I really feel like we're gonna get shut down again.
I've seen people still in Florida. They're just F the mask. It's the government trying to control us. And I'm just like, okay, so that's the mentality that we're going to get of everything shut down. Just wear your mask and you can still go drifting. It's not that bad. I promise.
I mean, I don't know. Like, if I'm going to be around people, like within close proximity to people, I can see the mask. But like if I'm getting out of my car to pump gas at a gas pump by myself, like,
oh, I get that.
Like, yeah, all right, I'm out of my car. But
I guess my thoughts more so are when you're in, if you have like clutch kickers, you're going to have 400 or 500 people in a very close proximity. It's probably like, even though you're outside, it might be a good idea to wear a mask.
Probably,
or inside department stores and stuff like that. Now, like if you're just driving from point A to point B, or you're pumping gas and you're not having anyone near you, I don't really care. But like I just see the people with the mindset of screw it, whatever, and I'm just like, that's the mindset that's going to get more things shut down. And I want drifting. I want to take pictures of cars going sideways. So I just need people to stop that are stopping that from happening to go away.
I think the only other thing that I have with the mask is they're literally letting people use anything as a mask.
Yeah.
And like, I get it. I mean, the whole something is better than nothing mentality, but in terms of microns, it's really not.
Well, I think it's supposed to be that it travels within the moisture, and if you're capturing the moisture, you're stopping the majority of it.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
But I
heard somebody
I fully understand the science of how big of a virus is versus the filter size of a piece of cloth.
Yeah, it was something like using a chain link fence to stop mosquitoes.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Like something like that. Yeah, I don't remember exactly the phrasing, but
and for a lot of stuff, that mentality is 100% accurate.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at the same time, though, a chain link fence might stop a few mosquitoes. Who knows? If
you electrify it, you might kill a couple of them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we should do that. Like,
I just got a bug zapper. I can't wait to use it.
Dude, I want that bug like assault gun.
Yes.
Where you put like actual table salt in it and you shoot flies.
Oh my god, I need that in my life.
That just looks like so much. It looks like so much fun to me.
I think it's called like the assault rifle or whatever.
Yes.
Or bug assault, something like it's one of the two.
Something.
Yeah.
It's a play on words of some sort. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. That would be so much fun. Up until I either shoot the girlfriend with it or one of the pets with it, and then I just feel bad for the rest of the day.
I wouldn't feel bad if you shot her. She's gonna turn around and light you up.
Oh no, I'd feel bad if I shot one of the dogs because I couldn't deal with them thinking that I mistreated them ever. Her, she'd beat my ass, and I probably couldn't walk the next day. Like, I tripped and fell, I promise.
I ran into a doorknob.
I ran into a door. It was my fault.
No, Sarah's a sweetheart. She wouldn't hurt you.
I love her more than anything. She's wonderful.
Yeah. If you're listening, hi, Sarah.
She doesn't listen to the podcast.
No, sure she does.
I doubt it. Well, I guess I'll find out with this one. It's kind of like the time that I made fun of Human, and then Human's like, hey, what the hell? Why are you talking about me? I about died. Like, I lost it so bad because I was just like, Human would never listen to this. Why the hell would he care? Human's an asshole. Human's not an asshole. I love Human as well. But he's like, hey, what are you doing talking about me on the podcast? I'm like, who told you? He's like, I listened to it. I was like, oh, you listen to my podcast? That's so cool.
And the message is lost.
So I know I've brought it up multiple times for the next event. Do you think you'll be able to hit up NSS this year at all, or?
Yeah, I think we started talking to that and I went off on a tangent and then we got on something else. So basically the car is, I would say we're in the 90 percentile of being done.
So August NSS maybe.
Possibly, yeah. Right at the moment, being as Clutch Kickers Round 4 isn't happening for us. Right at the moment, I'm basically going to be start looking for events. Later on in July, August. Basically, events to test and tune and make sure that we're good to go. And I think the first comp event is going to be LS Fest East, as long as that happens.
No,
and then
because that's September 11th weekend.
Yeah, and then after that, we'll be looking at Clutch Kickers Round 5 in October.
Okay. Have you considered trying to hit up Barry's adrenaline racing event?
I have. Barry and I have been talking quite a bit in the last couple months because he's actually doing the new wrap on the car for us.
Fantastic.
So he's like, hurry up and finish your car. I need people to drive this. But that was like before the series actually kicked off.
Sure.
But from what I understand, he's actually getting really good turnouts at the Adrenaline series, and they look really fun.
I think last time I talked to him, it's up to having 3 classes, like a drift class, a grand touring class, and a truck class.
Yeah, that's what he told me as well. So it looks really fun. I like that it's kind of a new spin on just motorsport that is available to us in the Southeast, like in this area. And Barry's been in several different types of racing, and he knows how to put on a good seamless event. And so I've heard nothing but good things about it. And if we can get this car done and get schedules to line up, I would love to make it out to one of those.
For sure, because I think the next adrenaline racing is in 2 weeks. It should be 2 weeks.
I remember when it is.
Because it's like
the 27th or something.
I was thinking 26th or 25th or something. So somewhere in there.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. It's the last weekend in July.
Yeah, and so then
it's the 25th.
And then the second weekend of August, I think, is NSS.
That one is more than likely what we're going to be looking at is in terms of first drift event.
That makes sense.
Depending on how the car comes together, I'll be back out at the shop. Andy and I were mapping out the oiling system today because we're introducing a lot of new components to that.
Are you staying with a wet sump or are you going dry sump?
No, it's still a wet sump, but we're incorporating an oil cooler and we're also incorporating an AccuSump.
Okay.
So just figuring out how we're, where we're putting everything in that engine bay, and 2, figuring out how we're going to plumb it all, what fittings we need and all that. And then, we were doing all that today. And so hopefully, cross my fingers, I'm hoping I will get to hear this thing run for the first time this weekend.
If you ever decide to go dry sump, I have a pump. So just let me know.
I'm just going to grab the setup off of Whom and Z.
But is that thing supposed to run again at some point, his 350?
Yeah, if we could ever get mine the hell out of the way. No, actually, I say that jokingly. No, we've got a little bit more to do to hopefully get that LS7 back together and
so then he'll have
get
3
that thing
cars
back in his car. Yeah.
He'll have
but then we're also installing his new SFI bell housing, and he got a Haltech for it. So we're doing some other odds and ends in addition to engine stuff, and so we're just kind of slowly chipping away at both of those cars. And then Andy has
the SFI bell housing you have to have in Pro 1 and Pro 2 right now, right?
That is my understanding. Yes.
Are they? Do you know if they're going to be introducing that in Pro Am?
Not from what I've heard.
Okay.
I think the consensus was that that's a little bit of a steep requirement for Pro Am. honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they came out and were like, "Yep, good luck. Here you go."
Yeah, I mean,
this.
I can understand them. Like the justification can be there for them wanting the exact same requirements for Pro 2 as Pro Am, but at the same time, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, like, you know, having to buy a fire suppression system and you know,
and Han's device,
move the kill switch to the other side of the.
That's such a shitty thing for the kill switch thing. That seems like bullshit to me.
I mean, I get it because they want, you know, everything to be accessible to track staff from one spot on the car.
Yeah, so everyone knows exactly where it's going to be on any car.
So, you know, no matter what car it is, all you have to tell track staff is go to the driver's side A-pillar and turn all the switches off.
Yeah.
Or pull the fire suppression trigger or whatever.
I get it.
You know, but everything is all easily reached from the driver's side A-pillar. So that part I get, but it's just, yeah.
It's pain.
It is what it is. We kind of came up with our own creative solution to that. We put a remote pull tab on the kill switch and ran it across the cowl to the driver's side. I mean, technically it works.
Yeah, it is a switch now on the driver's side, so
it kills all power to the car and is accessible from the driver's side A-pillar.
Sounds perfect to me.
Should have been a lawyer. No, but yeah, no, that was like, is really in terms of like just being able to fit a switch over there, like it was going to be very difficult. And so I can't remember. Actually, I think it might have been Jonathan Cash's car that I saw that.
Okay.
I don't remember. It was somebody's FD car. Shoot, I don't know. But yeah, I remembered seeing the remote, like, and it's the same style pull trigger as fire suppression.
That's cool.
So it's a little red T handle that says off instead of fire, and we mounted it to the driver's side and ran a cable across and drilled a little hole in the switch for the, you know, on the actual switch mechanism on the kill switch, and there you go. Now,
just a purely curious question. Have you ever been part of any of, like, I know you have tons of friends in Drift that you've helped and you've been helped by plenty of people out there. Have you ever been part of any of like the little Drift groups like Battle Tested and stuff like that?
Yep.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Actually, before Battle Tested, there was Team Catawampus. And somewhere, I don't even know if I still have it, but it's literally a slap. There was a couple different ones, but my favorite one was literally a slap that it was like lime green. It said Team Catawampus. And then the whole background was just like pictures of kitty faces, like little kittens.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, that was one of my favorite ones. But
bring back Catawampus.
Well, if Marco listens, maybe, I don't know.
Now, whenever
shout out to all the OG Catawampus guys.
Now, whenever I have Marco on, I have something to talk to him about.
There you go.
It'll just be an hour of me telling him to bring it back. It has to come back.
Team Kitty Lumpus.
Team Kitty Slappers. Got it.
Yeah, there you go. So Team Catawampus kind of, I guess, predated Battle Tested. We, Brad and Buddy and Zach Parker and I kind of had a car meet thing going on.
Okay.
That it was called Ridiculous Coacher. That was before any of us were really in Drift, and so we hosted car meets here in the area. And
were you a stance boy?
I was not really. Even then, no, I really wasn't. I did not enjoy scraping and doing all that stuff. It just wasn't my thing. But we just liked hanging out with, you know, car people and meeting new people and giving people a place to gather and not be out on the streets doing stupid stuff. even though that still pretty much happens. But
as soon as they leave, everyone just does a burnout anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like don't get into hosting meets. Nobody listens.
Yeah. It's just like, hey, we have Clarksville Drift. So we have this place where everyone can come and drift legally. It's pretty damn cheap. And
it was like, that was part of the reason that we came out, that we helped start Clarksville Drift.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, yeah, like, cause, so like street drifting in this area was getting really bad. You know, like people were getting arrested, like people were getting hurt, people were crashing their cars. Like, yeah, it was bad. And, so we were like, kept kind of whispering in Dustin's ear, and finally, we started getting people coming out to the autocross events at the Clarksville Speedway. And once people figured out that you could come out to an autocross event and they didn't care if you drifted the autocross track, which I have a video somewhere of me drifting an autocross track, not well, but
doing
still. It. Yeah. But yeah, and eventually we got Dustin to try it, and the autocross events slowly but surely became more drift people and less autocross people, and then
now there's no autocross.
Yeah, exactly. That's really what happened. It became, we started the drift events, and it was every other month. So 1 month would be autocross, the next month would be drift.
Yeah.
And the drift events kept growing, and the autocross events kept getting smaller. And so eventually they just stopped the autocross events, and it was all drift.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much how it started. And
don't worry, you still have people that come out to the drift events and treat it as an autocross.
No. Yeah. I mean, we all got to start somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, it was us and the battle tested guys and Misfit Toys Racing.
Okay.
And yeah, all those guys, and then we all teamed up, and between the three groups and Dustin, we all kind of managed to throw a drift event together that has garnered a pretty significant reputation, I think.
I'll agree with that wording.
Yeah. It
has a reputation.
It does have a reputation. Nobody said the connotation of that reputation.
Yeah. I'm not saying good, bad, ugly, whatever. It has a reputation.
It is well known.
Yep. People have heard of it.
No. Yep. Accurate.
No. You can see cars of all varieties there, even.
Yeah. Even some that are trucks.
That are diesels.
Yep. And have 6 wheels instead of 4.
Did you see my pictures of that Julie drifting at yes. 2 events ago or whatever?
Like, what's funny is, like, I turned around, I was like standing at the top of the hill, and I turned around and like I saw a diesel charging the downhill, and I'm like I'm not even surprised anymore.
Yeah. This is our life now. I've been
desensitized. Yeah.
But like you can see like Human bringing his comp car out there, and then other people bringing their stock KA car out there.
And honestly, I think that's kind of the beauty of it. Like, is that it's a local event that attracts that diverse of a crowd. Like,
I love like how beautiful some cars I've seen out there look, and how completely garbage trash some cars out there look.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, one person I absolutely love, Connor Grant.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite people that I've met through drifting. Trash car that he's now raffling off. I think I saw with the Turbo LS, like 4.8 or 5.3 or whatever car. He's trying to. I saw I don't know if it was on purpose typo or not, but waffling off.
Nice.
I saw that earlier on Facebook, but like his car looks fun as shit. Don't get me wrong. It looks like it has a complete junkyard turbo type of setup going on with it. And it's a fast car, but you look at that thing after it's caught in fire a couple times and you're just like, this thing drives? It has a V8 and a turbo, but like I'm still surprised that it works. And then you'll just have what's his shit? James, I'm trying to think of his last name. He had an old 8.6 that he was driving out there that I love the look of the car.
Yeah.
And then, Human's comp car looks okay on a good day.
It's a solid 10 and 10 car.
It's a solid 5 out of 7.
I mean, 10 and 10, 10 feet away, 10 miles an hour. Yeah. I think that's pretty much any comp car, unless it's like a top tier pro car. They're all like, "Oh man, that's such a cool car," and then you get up on it and you're like, "Oh." Most
of the Pro 1 cars look pretty good.
Stuff. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like a top tier pro car, normally they're pretty well kept.
Yeah.
And
Pro 2 cars are usually beaten to shit and back. And they're like, "Hey, I'm waiting for sponsors. What can I do?"
Look how good this car looks on the live stream.
like working with Taylor Hull, I go up to his car and I'm just like, "This is still a bitchin' looking Cadillac."
Yeah, it really is. That thing is gnarly, man.
Oh, dude, like even up close, I'm just like, I get that it's all probably like fiberglass, flimsy, whatever body on it now, but the damn thing still looks rad.
Yeah. Yep. No arguments there. That Cadillac that thing is a beast. Has a big old booty to be swinging around.
It really is. Have you started?
I don't know how he does it.
Have you started trying to get any spare body parts or anything, or?
Nope. Nope. We have been running the same secondhand body panels for 3 years now. We have decided that next year, this will be the last year on these body panels. Next year, we'll spend the time and money and get new stuff. But, for right now, we'll just keep fixing and adding fiberglass jelly and layers.
I guess I would think competing in Pro-Am, it would definitely be beneficial to have like 2 or 3 front bumpers and stuff like that. Just that way, when one eventually gets broken to a point where it's not able to be put back on, if you want to make it look good, you can, or you can just run without it, of course, as many people will.
I have a KBD front bumper, so my front bumper is like the most durable thing on the car.
True.
And then my back bumper is basically non-existent, so I'm good there.
But then you'll
really I was gonna say the things that take the most abuse on my car is the side skirts and the fenders. Yeah.
Makes sense.
They just get beat.
Yeah, and I love the picture, but I feel bad for the person. I'm not sure who it was, but I think it was an E36 that I have a shot of where the front bumper is like in the middle of the car, just being dragged the whole time during the run.
Oh, that hurts me. That hurts me on an emotional level.
But I mean, it's that whole thing of trying to be prepared for everything, which you're never like, unless you're reaching that like Pro 1 level, you're never going to have a spare everything, because that would include a spare motor, spare trans, spare diffs, everything.
No. Like, I mean, I have some spares, not as many as I should, but
sure.
We're working on it. I think right at the moment, we're just focusing on getting the car to, basically just getting the car to a place where it's stable, it's reliable, and then building up our spares after that.
That makes sense.
And I'm OCD, so I like things to match. So
everything's never going to line up right on your car, though. So I mean,
no, it really isn't.
It might have one day 5 years ago, but today it's never going to line up exactly right. There's a reason people say chassis get wore out.
Oh yeah, mine is vastly approaching that point. She's going to be retired here one of these days.
Oh man, you're sending me pictures that I didn't even take. Now these
all predate you.
The triangles?
No, not the triangles. The ones before that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when it was just solid gray. Look, I still have all of a back bumper in those ones.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm still looking for when I cut the back bumper.
So you said next year you plan on refreshing body panels, so that means you're definitely planning on sticking with the same car and mostly same setup.
Yeah. I think body panels and transmission will be the focus this off season.
Okay.
And then just driving, because I've not done a lot of that here so far this year.
Seat time definitely matters.
Oh yes. Yes.
Now,
yes, it does.
if you had an opportunity to swap into a different chassis or setup, is there any that you would prefer over what you have, or is it like you really enjoy being where you're at?
I definitely have I mean, I've been with this car since 2013, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 13, pretty confidently.
So 7 years.
Yeah, like I've been with this car for a long time, so I definitely I have a bond with this car. I don't want to see it get just completely written off, though. That is a risk I take every time I take it out. But
this is a car that you loved so much that at one point you had it tagged and insured.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, it was tagged and insured last year. Not even joking. Yep. Last year.
Oh man. Just pull it up to McDonald's, get some fast food. I'm sure they don't mind.
I've got a picture of it sitting at Starbucks.
Oh, I think I remember that actually.
Yeah. Sometimes, you just got to drive it around, get the blood flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my God. I just thought about
It's funny how many like V8 muscle cars just don't even want to mess with you when you pull up, in a straight piped V8 caged Nissan.
Okay. Jake, I got an idea for a YouTube clip.
Oh, goodness.
You pull up to a stoplight, have someone like a Mustang or a Camaro pull up next to you, and Aubrey just pops up over the window with a helmet on, but visor up, says, "Hey, you want to race?" and lowers the visor and sits back down. And then you just get the expression of whatever muscle car driver is beside.
She would totally do it. She would totally do it.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
She's ridiculous. There's the first of my wall taps.
Oh no.
That one's cool. And I labeled them. They happened within a month. You see it?
Yes, I do. That was the first wall tap ever?
Those were two of the first significant ones.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That was Beach Bend and Lanier.
Okay.
Both in September of 2018.
Oh man.
And yeah. And then that was where the habit started. And then it just got worse. The car was still stock body then as well. If you notice, there are no over fenders on that.
Yeah.
No over fenders, no wing.
Yeah.
That's like getting stuff ready. New front bumper, wing, overs.
I do love that headlight setup.
Yep, that was Mr. Brad Wallace. That was his creation.
Cool. I wasn't sure if that was a kit or a custom thing or what.
No, that's all Brad. We just got some stuff and welded it together and made some headlights.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that's Brad.
Oh man. Yeah, FYI, if you run clutch kickers, part of that course may be dark if you are running in at night.
No, don't bother me. I got my headlights are literally off-road LED bars.
Yeah, so. There were a handful of cars that did not have working headlights there that I felt bad for.
That's got to be rough.
Or they had like one headlight.
hey man, like I'm pretty like, aren't headlights on tech sheets now? Like,
I don't know if theirs required. Well, I don't know if theirs were required or not, or if they actually tested them to have working headlights during the tech.
That's fair. So just looked at, that's typical drift event fashion, like headlights.
I mean,
yep, he's got headlights.
I mean, if they actually follow the tech sheets to a T, those, stops would take 20 minutes a car, and you have 70 cars show up. There's not enough time.
No, yeah. No, I don't miss the logistics of helping run.
Now, granted, like Clarksville, it's like, hey, your battery looks like it's strapped down. Yeah. And you got anything leaking? Nah. Okay, we good.
Hey, dude, you ain't got nothing on that battery. Get you a bungee cord. Come on now.
Yeah. Hey, you're missing 3 lugs. Get 2 of them on at least. Come on.
You got. If you ever have Brad Wallace on here, you need to ask him about why we have a lug nut inspection rule.
No.
Oh yeah. There's somehow a car got through tech. Brad. Somehow a car got through tech with 2 of 5 lug nuts.
Oof.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, man, I've done some sketchy stuff in the name of being able to drift, but like,
that's just an unnecessary thing.
Yeah, like, man, just get you some damn lug nuts. Like, you need a $5 bill, that'll get you the rest of your lug nuts.
Right? I mean, hell, like, I'll have, if I ever decide to get into the sport, that's one thing I know I'll have spares of at least. One, because I hate my current lug nuts that are on my car because they're the fucking spline bullshit.
Oh, nice. Hands down, like spare lug nuts, spare lug studs, all that. Yes.
I don't have any spare studs.
Get ARP extended spare lug studs. Yes.
I don't think I need anything extended due to I have the Acorn style that it's not just like the little nut, it's enclosed.
Oh, yeah. No, you need the little nut, the little Acorn nut. Oh, there's a picture of that shifter in that last one.
Okay.
If you need a refresher, that's what it looked like.
Yep. What the fuck?
Told you.
It makes me think of like a weird version of what you would have essentially in like a Jeep or like a big pickup where it's like really far, like the handle's quite far away from the shifting mechanism.
Yep.
So like you'd almost want to shift like hand, like palm facing towards you.
Oh no. I think it probably, I don't know if maybe it's the angle of that picture, but it's not nearly as awkward. It really feels like a normal shifter to me.
That's cool. I so badly just want to destroy your dash and make a shifter that stands straight up.
We had one, actually lost a couple battles because of that.
Oh shit.
Yep. Come to find out, I had a super tall, like truck style shifter.
Yeah.
And that was the iteration before that shifter. And that shifter, it had too much weight. And it would cause the car to fall out of gear.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. And it happened to me twice back to back.
Yeah, so then I would change. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, look. Here, Jeff.
Do you prefer the handbrake? Like, I don't know if your setup is still this current way. Do you prefer the handbrake to be sitting downward or?
Pull up versus a pull back?
Yeah.
I can do either one. I think I prefer that way because I learned how to use a handbrake on a stock handbrake.
Okay. Yeah. Have you ever seen a more gorgeous picture than that sun going down?
Still need you to blow that one up and frame it for me.
I mean, I bet I have better pictures of it than that, but yeah, we can definitely get that done.
That one makes my heart happy.
It's really cool. I do like it. The Mayor of Drift photos coming soon.
There you go. Mayor of Drift.
Oh my God. I wonder if I should change it over to that. I like that kind of.
And again, nobody knows what we're talking about.
Oh, that 100% accurate.
And I love it.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like, why are you the mayor of Drift?
Then we have this little story that only we know, but I may or may not tell people.
That's great. Like you can tell them, and then like they feel included afterwards.
Yeah. Well, let me let you in on this little secret of mine. Oh man. Yeah, the gray and orange looks good.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, don't worry. The color scheme's not changing.
Yeah, so, that's good.
Yeah, it'll be different, but it'll still be gray, orange, and white.
Okay.
We redid the inside of the trailer, and the trailer on the inside is gray and orange and white. So
did you make Buddy paint?
And our team shirts. I did make Buddy paint.
Oh, that poor guy. Why are you so mean to Buddy?
He's a glutton for punishment. What's that word? Masochist.
Yeah, I can see that.
There you go.
Buddy basically screams out masochist.
I got to sign a whole bunch of autographs. Oh, the metronome's back.
Yeah, it is. Give me one.
No, it left. Nope, it left.
Okay. I'm going to flag that just so I can kind of edit that part out of the podcast. Anyway.
What? We've been recording this whole time?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're about to start the podcast. So anyway.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right, cool.
So did you ever say what actually got you into drifting? Was it just the car culture?
I mean, I touched on it. We like I said, I started hanging out with Marco and Mike Montanti and these guys, and the Slide faction, if you can remember that far back.
Marco's a bad influence, right?
No, Marco's a great influence. It just depends on your opinion of influence.
I just don't like bug-eye Corvettes.
Yeah, I just don't. In terms of drifting, I just don't like Corvettes. Sorry.
Okay, well, you're a bad person. It's been great having you on. No.
They're just, the noses are too long. They're just awkward. Like, I don't know. Like, people do cool stuff with them, and people have made them look really cool. Like,
Matt Fields made a 99 run with a Corvette, but yeah, Corvettes suck. I get it. It's cool.
I didn't say they suck. I just said I don't like them.
They're the worst car ever, according to you, apparently.
Yeah, that.
Jake Elliott, hater of all Corvettes ever made.
Title of this podcast.
Yeah. Corvette hater, Jake Elliott.
Yes. All Marco's fault.
I just want to see a Corvette now. They don't have a big nose, so you can love them at least.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just their mid-engine and all automatic.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting to see the first person that does a swap to. Oh yeah, I'm wondering if you just essentially don't need the torque tube and you can instead use an old Corvette, like a C7 Corvette transmission or C6. I'm sure
you can.
But
I don't know. I literally don't know anything about them. But
yeah. Yeah. Well, was there anything else that you're hoping about chatting on here about, or?
Human smells funny.
Human smells funny? I've never noticed.
You've got to hug him for like 13 seconds.
I've done that
before it gets to you. Maybe it's because you're tall.
Oh, that's probably it. You two are both short, so you're kind of on that same level. How does it feel to be on the same level as whom?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Nah, I love Human.
Oh, he's the best.
He's my favorite.
I don't have anyone else that will play StarCraft with me other than Human.
As I commonly say, he is the prettiest Pro 2 driver I know.
Wow.
Like, see, I gotta be careful about saying that too, because then there's like Kelsey and stuff, and people get offended.
Have you ever seen Andrew Schulte?
Andrew Schulte is pretty.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. He is a very pretty man.
What other pretty Pro 2 drivers are there? Dustin Miles is pretty dreamy.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can't even. Buddy, call Buddy. Buddy's probably got a list.
Oh, he probably has a top 10 list.
I found the Starbucks picture.
Oh, shit.
I'm still sending you pictures.
Yes, you are.
Now have the entire evolution of my car.
With Burger King in the background.
Yep. Take your race car to Starbucks Day. Oh, there's a cute one. That.
So like, have you told Hooman that he's pretty and like the prettiest one in front of Hurst? So Hurst just had to live with that.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I've said it in front of Hurst. I'll have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder who's the fastest foot racer in Pro 2.
Oof, that's a close one. I think Hooman and Jonathan might have some stuff to contribute there.
Yeah.
I think Hooman got bit by Jonathan's boost lag.
I think
Hooman got him off I still have if I scroll back, I guarantee I still have the videos. Hooman got him off the line.
Oh, he did. I saw it.
Yeah, he got him off the line, but Jonathan's boost lag, man, he came in and.
Well, see, Hooman just has these little legs that move really quick, and Jonathan has that longer.
Yeah.
Longer step that just ended up in the long run was much like once he was able to build up that RPM, he was able to get ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, man, boost lag. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It was basically SR20 versus, like a 2J. And
yep. Should have gotten like super technical and like something with a really short rod length and then something with a longer rod length.
Yeah. It's all stroke versus bore, okay?
Yeah, there you go.
We seem to have we need a good foot race in Pro-Am. Look at that gorgeous photo.
Mm-hmm.
See,
I believe, that's your lady friend right there, isn't it?
Where? She took this one?
I sent you. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Usually she wasn't shooting at that slow of a shutter speed. If it was, that's a great photo, and she did an amazing job.
I don't know. You got to ask her. I swear I remember you guys telling me that was like her first time shooting, and then she got that shot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have an awesome girlfriend. Life is good.
She's pretty cool. I like her.
But
you should keep her.
I plan on it. I definitely do. She puts up with me, so that's like 90% of the test.
Yeah, like that's. I mean, definitely same way.
Yeah, like
same.
It's weird.
I don't know, man.
Like right now, she's playing Zelda while I get to talk to you, so it's a win-win.
There you go. Yeah. Sorry, at this point, I'm just like sending you my like pictures that make me happy, like pictures of the race car that make me happy.
Yeah, that's fair.
And was
that your shirt box?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Nate sent us that one. I think that's pretty much it. Well, except for like, I guess I could.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aubrey washing the car.
Send you these ones, I guess.
Now, have you started, or do you have much of a YouTube presence at all at this moment?
I have a YouTube. It has no presence.
It has no presence. It is not Christmas on Jake's YouTube. No presence.
I have like 13 followers, maybe.
Well, we need to up that follower count.
Yeah. Once I can focus on building content and not building a car.
you do realize that building a car is content, right?
That's what they say. Oh, there you go. Remember I told you I redid the inside of the trailer?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, they're not there. They're there.
That looks good. That looks very good.
And I got those cool little light pod thingies that are going to be hooked up to a solar panel.
Oh, very cool. Are you gonna Are you gonna have RGB strips in there?
I will probably integrate some sort of party mode, but I haven't figured out exactly how.
Okay.
So,
well,
yeah. But for now,
let's get together after this. No.
Yeah, there you go. No stripper poles though. Sorry, it's a liability.
What the hell?
I can't have strobe lights and RGBs and a stripper pole and Buddy all in the same trailer.
How is Buddy supposed to make money for your team? It's a team effort.
Look, all I'm saying is,
Buddy,
I've seen it, and you don't want to see it.
Buddy is a beautiful soul, and he can make your team money.
Yeah, let's go with that.
People, I can't keep a straight face.
All right.
Okay.
Jeff, I'm officially out of pictures to send you. Does that mean the podcast is over?
I'm pretty sure.
You probably I've sent you at least 100.
Yeah. I think those two are tying up at about the same time. Car looks amazing. God, I can't wait to see you out there again.
The car looks like smacked ass right at the moment, but
so amazing.
It will look amazing. It will look amazing.
Are you saying smacked ass does not look amazing?
I guess it depends on which ass. It's like
on the smacked ass.
It's like smacked Buddy ass.
Oh man! Now everyone has to picture that. Good. Why would you do that to all 5 of my listeners? Are now going to have to hear that.
If anybody's listening at 1 hour and 47 minutes in, I figure we're just talking at this point.
Dude, I've had people comment to tell me about how much they love my podcast and what I'm doing. So I was shocked.
I am not all the way caught up, I will admit, but
it's cool that you hate me. I understand.
I have enjoyed.
Just listen to the Nate Hamilton ones and R. Kennedy and Taylor Hole at least. And
Z is so cool.
She is so freaking amazing. And I talked to her the other day and she's totally down with doing another podcast. I'm like, awesome.
Dude, we were at LS Fest last year and she just walked up and was like, "Hey, I'm Z." And we were like, "Hey." and then we were friends.
She said, she said if the border's open by LS Fest, she plans on coming for LS Fest East.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's so cool. Because who battled her? I think Josh got to battle her.
Yeah, I think
I don't remember.
She beat him, and then she went up against Human.
Yeah, that's right. And then she lost to Human, and then Human beat somebody. And
Which, granted, LS3 versus LS7... There's kind of a power difference there, but
at Beach Bend it matters, but it doesn't. As long as you've got enough to run the man line at Beach Bend, you've got enough to pretty much beat anybody.
Yeah. It was awesome having her out there. She drives like a beast. Super cool.
Yeah, she does. If like I said, like you were saying, rather, if she can make it back out to LS Fest, it'll be very cool to see her again.
Yeah. I've been trying to talk up as many of the events out on, especially this side, that I can, trying to get people like Nate Hamilton to come out to them and Z to come out and whatever else. So
I need Sebastian Gauthier to make the trek down with the new S15.
That thing looks rad. I just saw a picture of that today or yesterday or something.
Yeah, like the dark blue.
Yes,
it's so not his style. His style has been loud and flamboyant colors and really bright neon. And then he drops this S15 and it's just this really subtle dark blue, beautiful car, but it's just the opposite of everything that he's done prior to this.
What I'm about to say is probably going to make anyone out there that likes cars hate me. But that car looks like a baby GTO.
I could see it.
When I looked at it, I'm just like, I had to do a double glance to make sure it wasn't a GTO just from like the spoiler on it, and just like the body lines are so similar. Just it's smaller. So that was the only giveaway that it wasn't a GTO to me.
Yep.
And granted, this was looking at it from the side. If you see the front or back, then it's obviously not a Pontiac and whatever else.
Right. Yeah.
Just from the side, I was just like, holy shit. My car looks similar to an S15. I'm keeping my car forever.
There you go. Yeah. See that.
I wonder if they make S15 style body kits for the GT now.
God. Jeff, just put the engine back in it. Jeez.
I have plans. I talked to someone today about plans for that. So
there you go. That's what I like to hear.
Yes. Of getting the engine essentially fully finished, disassembled, honed, if needed, bored, reassembled, and then I would just be in charge of having to put accessories and stuff back on and get it back in. But he would do a valve job and reassembly and hone. So
not too bad.
No, I have to figure out if I'm going to keep the heads on there. If anyone has really good info for what I need to do on an LS1 with 241 heads and has listened this far on the podcast.
Andy.
Yeah.
Andy hasn't, I guarantee Andy hasn't listened and won't listen this far on the podcast. He'll probably see my name and just not listen to any of it. But, no.
I know my buddy that's doing it is just like, hey, just go to BTR and get what you need, because everything Brian Tooley, he says, does is amazing.
I mean,
so I don't
know. Can't argue with that.
My original thoughts were I'll just buy a bundle from Texas Speed because they put everything in nice little packages that makes it seem super easy to order.
Right.
But I gotta figure out something. So.
Yeah. I mean,
car stuff.
Just pick a direction and go. That's all you gotta do.
That sounds easy. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, do that.
Just do the thing where you get everything accomplished all at once. Deal.
Yeah, do that. That sounds way better.
Oh man. Well, dude, I greatly appreciate you spending your almost 2 hours with me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, man, it has been almost 2 hours.
It has been an absolute blast, and
absolutely. Well, I enjoyed every second.
If there's any other shout outs you need to do or anyone else you want to thank or anything, you're more than welcome to. We've already commented about Smelly Human.
Yeah, well. Oh, sorry. That one got me. If he listens this far, he's gonna text me or you or both and be like, "What the hell? I don't smell."
You're seriously telling everyone I smell? This is bullshit.
Who else? Andy, Buddy, Brad, Tony, Josh, Zach, Drew, Tiffany, Aubrey.
Oh.
Hi, Mom. Come on, I can do this. Who else?
Oh my God, you're forgetting like 14 people.
God, probably Stefan, Sierra. I'll shout out to Jonathan just because,
yeah,
he's all right. He beat Human in a foot race. And,
yeah. It's impressive.
Human's pretty fast. So
yeah.
I mean, he's a better foot racer than he is beer chugger. So
yeah, for sure.
Though, if you ever want a guaranteed win in a chug off or whatever, you can go ahead and challenge Human.
Will do. I mean, he's going to wear a mask now anyway, so.
I don't know. Maybe he'll get a special mask made that has a seal, so he can chug through. I don't know.
I don't know why, but now I'm picturing Human singing "Kiss from a Rose" because of Seal.
Yeah,
and it makes me happy.
I mean, maybe Human and Seal
Are they cousins?
are the same. They could be. I mean,
oh my God,
who knows? I don't know.
Conspiracy.
Right, let's start that. Let's start that new hashtag.
Yeah.
Human and Seal are cousins.
You know, I've never seen them both in the same room. Just saying.
That I'm saying, man. I'm saying.
Saying like Goku.
Yep. Well, on that note.
Okay, sir.
And then somehow you've got to cue the FBI, or not the FBI, the X-Files.
The truth is out there.
Yeah. See, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
So when you go to edit this later, there better be X-Files at the end.
Due to the fact that copyrights are a thing, and no. But I wish I could.
Can't you just I
think it's under 7 seconds or something. You can, so probably could. But
make it with your mouth, just like that's what I did. Just like ding ding, yeah. See, you can do it.
Well, that's all we got for everyone today.
Jeff, it's been a blast, buddy.
It always is a pleasure to chat. I love you so much, Jake, and I'm sure I will see you at every event that you can make it to.
Yeah, hopefully here soon. There will be a dramatic shift from building the car to driving the car. That's what I'm hoping for. So
sounds like a plan.
Out there. All right, buddy.